think I probably did that
So you
wrong.
press the live button.
Yeah, I didn't do it the way I wanted to do it. It says we're on the air.
It does.
And we're under live stream somewhere.
Somebody sees us, but we don't see us. We should have some music or something. Opening with some music. That way, people will be expecting something.
Live now proposal.
Okay.
It comes up with a new event.
Oh, good grief.
So nobody can find us. We are live. We'll wait for people to show up before we say hello. 10 are watching.
All right. So we're live, but nobody knows?
Well, 28 people are knowing now.
28 people?
Because it's opening up in a new window.
Wow.
So I got to get this link. Copy that link over here.
Take it over to this. You want to put my face on or something? So people know they're somewhere?
Well, they have our screen up. They know we're there. We got 52.
Hello.
Go here.
Okay.
Oh, one of these days.
I mean, we must be the worst people at this on YouTube, right?
Well, you would think we would know what we're doing, wouldn't
three
you?
times a week.
We can't figure it out for the life of us.
And I've got the tech wizard sitting over there, the master of all computer stuff, and the
Well, the
website
problem
builder.
is the software. I haven't figured it out, and we have to keep playing with it when we're playing live.
Okay.
All right, we're up to 85. I think we're good. All right. Okay, ready? Here we go. Live from Houston, Texas. It's how. Oh, we have the exit sign on. Wait a minute. We have to have our. No. Wait. Stop. We got the wrong sign up. We got to have the right sign.
Uh-huh.
Why did you say something? You see that sign?
Oh, okay.
See that sign?
Okay.
Okay, here
All
we
right,
go.
I think it's starting to get
Okay, now we've really got
How
it.
about the me? Just do the me stuff. I like that.
Me. You're supposed to hum. Hum. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, now that's what it says. Learn to. Okay, shh. Here we go. Deep breath. Here we go. Live from Houston, Texas, it's Learn to Paint Tuesdays with Ginger Cook. If you found us, thanks for keep looking. We're there.
Hi.
There you are.
No, don't you
Oh, now it says it's offline.
Who's offline?
It says we're offline.
Well, how did that happen? I can see me.
Low bandwidth. It's already trashed us.
Unbelievable. What'd you do different?
Nothing. The encoding is falling behind. It's less. Cannot render 30 frames a second. Continue anyways. Okay, well you're on kinda. This isn't working.
So we got to go back over to the other computer.
I think so.
Okay. Well, we gave it a shot. Do you want to dump it now and go back, or do you want to do it here? We'll just teach these guys to paint. Won't leave it up. We could do that.
We have
Everybody's
136 people on here right now.
Hi, 136 people. Hello.
It's back. I don't know what the streaming, how
We're
good
back.
the streaming is.
That's like
Cannot
something
render
got-
30 frames a second. I don't know what it's feeding. It's jerky,
Huh.
which makes absolutely no sense.
It wasn't jerky last time.
No, it's absolutely totally smooth. Well, it says we're fine. We hear you. We're back.
All right.
We
Do we
see
look
you.
jerky to you guys? I mean,
All right. Hey, we're going to go for it, guys. I think it's going to be the last time we're going to do this on the Mac, at least during the night. Mac works great for the RAS, but it doesn't work here. So let's go forward, Ginger. You're live, Ginger. Welcome tonight to Tuesday night with Learn to Paint.
I'm taking my pulse here, right? Yep, you're right. I'm still live.
Still beating.
Where's a mirror? Should I fog one and make sure I'm live?
I'm thinking that's a good idea.
I fog a mirror. Right?
Fog a mirror.
Fog a mirror. Did
Fog
you
a
ever say
mirror.
that when you were young? Can you fog a mirror?
Can you fog a mirror?
Yeah,
All right.
Just,
Well, here we go. Sorry for the delay.
Then when you get older, you touch the person when they're sleeping to make sure they're still there.
The body's still warm at least, or something.
Did you ever do that? Just touch somebody and go, oh, good, you're still alive.
I didn't want to wake you, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah, you had me worried there.
Oh,
I'm sorry. This is just, we have to stop that when you're getting older stuff,
Well, yeah, because we're not getting any older.
Because we're not getting older. Do you know how there's daylight savings time? Well, there should have be aging time. We're now we're just flipping the years back, right? Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. When I hit 50, I'm counting down. I'm going backwards.
That's right. You should,
It's a
right?
countdown, baby.
Yeah, right. Well, math was never a strong subject in school. I mean, you can tell, right? He didn't cut his toast in a triangle.
Oh, let's don't start the triangle again.
All right. So what we're going to paint tonight, you wandered through. We were kind of doing a little BS here, kind of waiting for people to show up because, you know, there's
We were
always such
doing
a
what?
church.
What was that language you used on a family show?
BS?
You can't say that. Kids understand what that means. You can't say that. We're going to be censored by the FCC.
Beautiful
Is it-
scenario.
Beautiful scenarios. You're absolutely right. That's what we're
doing
working
little
on.
beautiful scenarios
There we
here
go.
till we get back,
So,
right?
yeah,
Gotta
yeah,
think on
you-
your feet. Just think on your feet, you guys.
Okay.
All right. So we thought while we're waiting, again, sometimes people just wander around. They're on a different channel or something's happening. So what we're going to be painting tonight is this nifty 10 by 10 square painting called The Proposal.
Is that 10 by 10 or 12 by 12?
It was 10 by 10. Remember, we had this big discussion earlier.
Did we measure it, though? Or
I
did-
measured it.
Oh, you
Mine
did.
like a steel trap over here. You know, don't know about you, but mine remembers.
Okay.
John's wandering around tonight looking for this painting. One of the things we thought we ought to do is just show you a few things before we get started painting on this. And I'll
Basically,
do that.
keep showing.
What I want to show you first is I'll tell you the colors we're using in case you want to follow along tonight.
Do you want me to
May
shoot
not.
down to the palette?
Robin Coate followed us along last night, and there was another gal and posted it on Facebook. She was painting right there with me. It was really pretty impressive. You know, I know it's kind of hard to do this fast because you're watching and painting. But anyway, if you scoot down to my palette for a minute, I want to
I
just let
always
people know the
scoot
palette.
down.
We've got a titanium white, a transparent white, either mixing or zinc. Somebody mentioned last night, put it in the comments, that they sell Raleigh, Donnie, I can never say that.
Dalai Lama.
Sells dialers, anyway, I guess you can get it in the UK with some other brands. How's that? But anyway, so you want either mixing white or transparent white. And no, you can't put other stuff in it and make it. Okay? You just have to get that stuff. I'm sorry. You know, it's just one of the things you have to have. Like, if you didn't have white, could you do something else? Not so much, you know? That's the kind of thing. So then we've got Burnt Umber, and then we've got Cadmium Yellow Medium, Dawsonine Purple, Ultramarine Blue, Phthalo Blue, Cad Red Medium, and Magenta. Okay, so those are just the colors we've got. And we've got this gray background. Now, this particular background I did with a color called Neutral Gray. If you wouldn't mind handing that to me, John. And this is a color that normally we don't buy black, but Neutral Gray is an interesting color because it's the same color as this canvas paper, and you'll often see canvases colored this, you know, they'll come this color because it's, you know, you can either, you know, go light or dark from it, all right? So if you didn't have this, all right, I'll show you how to make a gray. But I think if you were just, and you certainly don't need this big jug of it. This is Utrecht paint, by the way. I bought this like in 2000 for a project I was doing with Cinnamon. And the paint's still good. Aren't you impressed with that? I just looked at it the other day and the paint's still good. So what people ask me all the time about paint that ages. Now, that's not to say every jar of anything I've ever bought lasted more than a couple years, but this particular brand, Utrecht, is a paint company up in New York. And they're very good quality paint too. I mean, people always ask me about different paints. They're pretty nice. I mean, I like them. They're fine. They used to have a store here in Houston. I was much more prone to buy it when I didn't have to order it. You know, isn't that funny? I mean, you get that kind of stuff, but I think they're in New York State. So if I put a little of this color out while I'm talking to you guys, I'll put a little bit of this over here like that, the palette knife, and that's probably all I'll need. But I'm also going to show you how to make that color, how to make a gray color if you didn't have that. But this is a pretty easy color to make. I suppose if you had some black and white, you could make a gray too. All right? But that's the middle gray on your color wheel. See, that's this gray right here at the end of the white. All right? That's this gray color. And if you didn't have it, what you could do is you could take a brush and you'd start with white, like a titanium white, and you'd add a little ultramarine blue to that. And believe it or not, a little Cad Red Medium. And you're going to get a gray color. It won't be a neutral gray. It's going to have a tint. It's either going to be a blue gray, a red gray, a green gray. Add a tiny bit of yellow to that. That's going to gray it even more. See that? a little bit more blue, tiny bit of cad red, little tiny bit of yellow, a little more blue, little tiny bit of cad red medium. And you see I've got sort of a light gray color. Do you see? You can see that, right? And if I were to add more blue, a little bit more cad red, a little bit, tiny bit of yellow, and keep mixing that like that, a little more red to that, I'm going to get a gray. Though it's a similar value, but it's more of a blue gray. Do you see that? So if you want this sort of neutral gray, that's how you do it. So I'll just show you the difference. Now before I start painting, I want to welcome everybody. If you're new to our channel, we're an acrylic channel, and if you haven't subscribed, I'm going to ask you to do that now. And you're going to
We'll wait for you. We'll wait.
Okay.
Go ahead and subscribe. And
yeah, we'll wait. Yeah, subscribe now. And then I wanted to also mention something. When you buy canvas, I want you to hear this. Hear the thump? That's because the canvas is too loose. So if you take some water and spray the back of your canvas like this. Everybody says, why do you do this? This is fabric, and what you're doing is you're shrinking it. Okay, you're actually shrinking the cotton. You've got gesso, which is like a plastic surface, so it's not going to go through to the other side. It's just going to stay here on the back. You can use real hot water it works really well. Okay, and then what you do is now even that is a little better. Hear it? It's not the thump. Now let me just hit it with the dryer and shrink it real quick.
As she hits it with the dryer next to the microphone, we'll turn that down for a moment. We'll give everybody a chance to get over here. Apparently on the Macintosh software, what we're using now, trying to get a better speed. It was working great during the RAS shows, but apparently it doesn't work real well in the evening. Still says we can't do it at the right speed, but appreciate everybody finding us.
Speed here. Now, hear the difference?
Sounds like a drum.
Hear the drum? If your canvas doesn't sound like a drum, that's what I want you to do, okay? Aren't you glad you tuned in to just find that out? See, we're going to do something kind of fun tonight. We're going to play a new game. It's going to be over. It's going to be, the game's going to go through to, let's see, we'll take it to what, the middle of March, March 15th?
That's in 2 days, sweetie, or that's tomorrow.
Oh, that's middle of March. I was thinking maybe April. No, should we do it till? Should we? Well, we do. Let's just do it till the 1st of April. Shall we? On April Fools?
Are you joking around?
No.
What is it you're going to be doing?
All right. Here's my deal. I've got it. I had this idea. It came to me just seconds ago. You're going to love it. Somewhere in this dialogue on the video tonight, somewhere in the video, I'm going to say a secret word. I won't say the word secret, but it'll be a word that does not go with anything else we're saying.
And that doesn't happen very often, does it?
Yeah, but it really won't go, okay?
Okay.
All right, it's going to be a secret word. And what we're going to ask you to do is just kind of write down the secret word. And then every time we do a live lesson, we won't do it on the RAS lessons because not all of you see the RAS, okay? We'll do it on all the live lessons. At the end of that, okay, what we'd like you to do is just email us your list of, and we'll tell you when, email us your list of secret words and you'll be in a drawing to win something. How's that?
Provided you have all entries correct.
Yeah.
So we're going to give a secret word tonight.
Yeah.
And then
somewhere in this video.
Somewhere in this, and then we're going to do it again next week.
Yeah, we'll do it again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. We'll do it tomorrow night.
Okay. Then we're doing it next week.
We'll do it next week. We'll do it on. Yeah,
so we're up to five secret words so far.
Yeah. And
do we have one more week after that?
John's looking. Do you have one more week after that? We don't make this too crazy, but you know.
Well,
what
that's
I mean?
what I'm wondering. I've seen what you're roping me into now to keep track of. All right, so today's the 14th, so we're going to say a sacred word today and tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
And then the next 6 shows, so there's going to be a total of 8 secret words.
That's right.
And then on the 3rd, we will announce the winner.
Well, they have to email us the words.
Everything has to be in by the 1st.
Yeah, they'll have to email us all secret words on the 1st.
By the 1st.
By the 1st.
Are you listening to the words?
Yeah, but don't do it one at a time. In other words, you have to have the whole list.
All lists.
Total of 8.
All of them together.
And then you'll be entered into a
Wendy, are you making a note of this?
I like that. Don't you think this is a cool idea? You know what I mean? And you know, if you're the only one that plays, you'll be the one that wins. So you see, you can't lose on this thing. It's just be you. Everybody else go, oh, it's too much trouble. I'm not doing it. But it'll be the secret word. All right. So moving along.
Are you going to say the secret word more than once?
You know what? I'm going to up the ante on this. You want to know what it is?
What about the replays? Can I only
Well,
get
no,
the
I'm going to
replays
up the
most of
ante
the
on
time?
this, John. I'm going to up the ante. They're not just going to win something.
They're going to win
this painting.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's what they're
That
going to
thing's
win.
worth at least $300.
I know. They're
And you're just giving it away.
Yeah. They're going to win it away. And I'm giving it away because I want to talk about it, because mostly we have our paintings up for sale. We have a whole list of paintings that we've got up for sale. Not a lot, but just some up for sale on our website. John will tell you a little about it. We've got some little 6x8s. These will all be, we have an auction going on our website, kind of in honor of that. These little 6x8s, I think the opening bid on this is like $45, which is really, I think, really reasonable. And each one will come with a certificate of authenticity and a personal note from me. Okay.
And they'll all be varnished and signed.
And they'll all be varnished and signed. This one, for instance, never even had. And there's a little note on the website about each one. This one never even had. We did part of a video on this. Never did a complete video. Here's this one right now. This one already has one bid on it. Remember, you can John will explain the rules later. And here's our little Tortuga Surf. We've got none of this one. I thought for sure we'd get a lot of bids on. This Starry Night's got all the texture. This is the one I did for the YouTube video. It's got all this great texture on it, and it's in 3D. This is really a cool one. That's the original Starry Night I did for the video on Amazon. Here is our larger hibiscus. Remember that video? So this is also, and there's, I think, a total of how many paintings, John?
18.
18. So this is just a sample of those on our website right now. So there you go. So
you
now
go right to gingercooklive.gallery, and you can get to the link in the upper right corner. The gold standard.
Yeah, the gold standard. So you might possibly, we know a lot of people have asked us for paintings. We ever sell any of the originals to the lessons? A lot of artists do not. They want to keep them because as time goes on, they kind of, oftentimes they can go up in value. The most anybody ever paid for an original painting of mine, in case you're all wondering, was $15,000 for one painting from a gallery in La Jolla. So I mean, I'm saying that we're like giving these away.
I'm not sure if your 6x8 will go for $15,000, but
no, but the bidding
so?
started at $45. I think that's like really fair, very reasonable. So anyway, that's what we've got going. And
will the secret words be a sentence or just a random
word?
One word. Is it how many syllables? Does it sound like?
No, it's not gonna. No syllables here. You're trying to make no. It's just going to be a word, right?
Are you going to write it down? So
no.
You're not going to write it down. How am I going to know which word out of your random talk is the secret word?
Well, you have to write it down. I'll give you the high five here.
Oh,
I will do it. The first one, I'll give you the high five, John. I'll do this when I have the secret word. Okay? And then you'll know.
Does spelling count?
No, spelling does not count. We don't care if you spell it right. This will be the high five for the secret word, okay?
That's a high five. Okay, that's an okay signal. High five would be this, hands up. They go, high five.
So then I'm doing this. I'm doing this. We'll make it easy the first time. Doing this, right? Secret word, okay?
So basically, the first one's a freebie.
The first one's a freebie. And I'll do this, okay? All right, let's just get this going here. We'll be here all night trying to paint this, all right?
Will you please wink when you say it? LOL.
You mean like this?
Oh,
all right, come on. I think that's kind of fun. Don't you want to win this painting? Wouldn't that just be awesomely, oozably fun?
Yes. Awesomely what?
Oozably fun?
That could be the secret word. Oh, you didn't do it. Oh, darn, that's not it. That's not the secret word, people. Don't write that one down. I thought that was going to be it. Lots of oozily fun. Oozily would be great. Oozily should be. I think it's a great secret word.
It's all right, we're moving on here.
Are we? Are we really? You don't even have the background. I thought you'd be doing this with the background drawing.
And show paintings at the same time. What, did you see a third arm here I missed? All right, come on, let's do the background. Let's just do it up and down like this, you guys. Little gray, little white. Okay, it doesn't matter if you want a blue gray or just your neutral gray or a little black and white, but you want it sort of kind of a light gray like this. Up and down. Brush strokes matter. We're saying it's rainy. I'll even use some of this Ultramarine Blue gray so you can see it, right? Add a little bit of that. But basically what I'm saying is we want to come down here like this. All right, now when we get down to this corner, we're going to make about down to here, okay? Now what I want to do is kind of make a line up like this, which is up to about 4 fingers here, like the 4-finger stuff. Now we're changing directions and we're going this way.
And why are we doing that?
Because this is our bridge, and we want everything going this way. All the rain went up and down, right?
Gotcha.
So we're making like grooves in the record, and then I have to dry this. And John's going to tell you a little bit more about that art auction. We've already had a bunch of bids on these paintings now, and I think it's really cool because we will give you John, explain how that we're doing that. I've got to dry this in a second, but you see what we're doing, okay?
A couple comments are going by right now. The canvas is a 10 by 10, right?
10 by 10 square.
10
No,
by
I
10
think you
square.
could make this a rectangle. It would still work.
They want to know, is the secret word going to be in the dictionary? Is it a real word or is it a ginger word? Has the word been gingerized? It'll be gingerized. It'll be gingerized. It has to be.
You think it should be gingerized?
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't thought that. I just came up with this idea like 10 seconds ago.
And while we were fumbling around trying to get on live, you go, "Yeah, I came up with an idea. Let's do this."
Let's do this. I mean, this is how all these things start. You know what I mean? I have an idea. Let's climb Mount Everest tomorrow. This would be so fun. Yeah, we should get some mountain climbing shoes and invite people to go with us. Let's do a meetup on the top of Everest. You know, so stupid this stuff gets, right? But I think this is great. I think everybody wants to win this. Well, maybe you don't, but
anyway,
I
do.
I didn't. This is called
I'm gonna have
the
to paint
proposal.
that myself.
You guys know that? This is called the proposal. Isn't that romantic?
I think it's romantic.
You'd think I was hinting or something. I promise you I'm not, right? This is
Oh
just
man, Sam, we got to go get a diamond ring now.
there's no hinting involved in this, but I'm just saying that's what it's called.
I see.
We gotta dry this now. All right, come on, you guys. We're gonna dry this now.
Does she even know the secret word yet? No, she does not know the secret word yet.
I know what it is. I decided what it is. You know
what it is?
I'm gonna give it to you right now.
No, not now. Too
Not
early.
yet. Too early. All right, too early.
Wait.
We're drying.
Wait.
You tell them more about our great auction.
All right.
Okay?
All right. I've
That's
silenced you down.
your job. I'm moving this out of the way now. We're driving.
Drying it.
Hot air. Hold it very close. Don't touch the hairdryer with it, but hot air, and then hit it with a blast of cold when you're done. Okay? That's how we're doing it.
Okay.
Right? Good.
Bye. All right. Hey, the way the auction's working, if you go to our website and you have the page, I think that Wendy put out there, that's got kind of the rules in it. It's real simple. Anybody can enter. You don't have to be a member. You put a bid in on it. The secret to the bidding, though, guys, is use change. Right now, we've got 2 ties going on a couple of the pieces because people just put in a flat amount of money instead of doing some odd money. So the best thing you got to do is do some odd money, and then you just place a bid and kind of watch it. Now the auctions are open for 3 weeks. During the first 2 weeks, we take all the bids, and then at the end of the second week, we will post the highest bid on each painting. Each painting will have a bid, and then if there's more than one bid at that same price, there'll be a parenthesis with a number in it. Like one of them has like 3 at the same amount, so let's say it was $45, and it'll say $45 the highest bid with the parenthesis 3 in it. So there may 3 people have made that bid, so they will know. Those people should go back and check what they bid on to make sure if they want to let it ride or if they want to try it a little bit more and try to get the next round. And then after the 3 weeks, we'll announce the winner, and you'll be off and running. And wow, I did that just in time.
Well, that's good to know, right? That's good to know how all this works.
Kind of.
Okay. All right. So, taking out our ruler, let's just come up here about.
We're measuring.
We're taking the ruler and then we're going to use fingers. Do you like that? About 2 fingers from the edge here.
Oh, consistency.
We're going to put a mark.
I like consistency.
And then we're going to come up.
So you've moved over.
What is this? I really despise rulers. I never really liked them in school. I didn't like maps either. Oh, God, don't you love GPSs? Nobody has to read any maps anymore. 4 inches. You just ask them where they are and they tell you. All right, so 4 inches up here like that. That's the top of the wall. This is the bottom of the wall, not quite to the corner. Now we're going to come over here about, oh, isn't that perfect? 6 inches and down. So come up to the top 6 inches, right? Over here like that. Come up to the top 6 inches. And let's try not to get paint. And let's just move all that. This is just, okay, so then don't start with me. Okay, and then 3 1/4 inches down. Like so, 3 1/4, but it's not exactly 3 1/4. And then we're going to take this line like this and do this. And then we're going to take this line down here and do this, not quite just down, just to here like that, and do that. There's our wall. And then we're going to come over here about up to this one, about just maybe a finger's width over, and come up here about, ooh, perfect, 2 inches.
Hey, why don't you measure 2 fingers one time, just so out of curiosity what they are?
This is 2 fingers is, see, not everybody does inches, you know. Some people do other things.
Yeah, most people would use metric.
Is,
a lot easier.
2 inches is about, 2 fingers is about 1 inch.
Huh, imagine that.
Okay, so like I say, that this is 4 fingers is 2 inches. Look at that. Okay, I guess we should have that somewhere, like in fingers. Oh, I should make a little chart. 4 fingers, 1 inch, 2 fingers. A hand is so wide.
Yeah,
that'd be good, right?
It would, because that's what you always use.
Well, you do that because it's very just. Well, not everybody has a ruler. It's sort of a pain. Not everybody has a ruler. I guess we'll stop this.
And everybody has a hand, right?
Not everybody. Well, not everybody has a hand either, but they probably, maybe they have one. Okay, so all right, so we've got this now. Just come on up here above that a little bit. And it gets a little smaller here. And just make the top of your rail here like that. Give it about a finger's width up here, see? Which is what, 1/2 inch. And then come down and just tapers to nothing. So that's the top of your railing, okay? That was easy, all right? Now, we're going to put in a stone wall here. This is a really easy picture. You're going to say, I don't know, Ginger looks pretty convinced. It's hard. You know, tricky. No trickiness here. No trickiness. All right. So what we want to do is we want to just say, let's just take our chalk and let's draw in some rocks like that. And you'll just draw them in. The gray's your grout. This is pretty easy. Gray's your grout. Get them a little smaller up at the top. And then as they go back, that way they get even smaller. The rocks get smaller as they go back because things have a tendency to get smaller in the distance. And then when we get about, oh, I don't know, about halfway, we just suggest a few rocks in the gloom because we're just going to suggest. We're not going to talk, you know, there's some rocks here, but we don't have to talk about them, all right? They just kind of go back into nothing, all right? And there's this line, okay? And then what we've got over here, we've got the same kind of deal. We're going to come up about two more fingers here, which is about 1 inch, and taper off that. That's our flower bed, all right? And then above that, about a finger in from that, we're going to just create a little tree like that, and then we'll create one next to it. So we're going to, these are straight up and down. We're just going to suggest some trees here like that, like that. So there's our trees, okay? Good to know, right? And then there's going to be kind of a branch that's coming over this way. We'll have a few branches coming out that way before we put in our flowers. We're just going to suggest some branches coming down like that. Now, here's the deal. We'll paint a little bit on this and we'll draw some more, but already you're going, wow, that was so easy. I had no idea. I know, okay? So, that being said, let's move this little happy picture out of the way like this. Let's move our palette back this way. Let us take a small brush. Somebody was saying that they were having trouble. I think we got a letter from Germany today saying that you know, they wish they could buy the ruby satin silver brushes, but they didn't want to spend $25 for shipping. I think that's the whole, you know, like if you buy 1 brush or 10. I'm not sure, but do check with them. And these little short-handled ones, you know, it's a little different to mail a big brush like this than a short-handled one. These little short-handled angle. And you might write, I'm not promising anything, you might write and see if they wouldn't be willing to do, you know, if you just ordered some short handles, if they might be cut you slack on the shipping. Just asking. Just saying.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Doesn't hurt to ask, and it's amazing what people will do. Today I actually got up on the website, ordered a bunch of brushes, and forgot to put in my own discount code. I mean, I'm telling you what. How sad is that?
And what is that? What is that, Ginger Cook?
Ginger Cook, all one word.
One word.
It's thebrushguys.com, and I forgot to put. Well, I really couldn't figure out where it was, and John saw it immediately. It's funny how we, you know, it's there. I just
you do have to look for it.
You have to look
It's
for it.
very
There's this
small.
brush
It's
code.
down below the dollars when it totals it.
Yeah, I didn't put it in,
Covered.
so I felt really stupid. But anyway, I didn't get it in. All right, so
Well, on that note, if you do feel stupid and didn't put it in, write them immediately and say you forgot to do it, and they'll have been able to credit you the 5%.
Yeah, they've been trying to do that. Yeah, absolutely.
They'd rather not do it that way, but
Yeah, they'd rather not do it that way, but they would do
they're
it.
team players.
I need to bring this up further. I made a mistake.
No way.
I did. So I've got to bring this up a little higher. I got that down too low. So let me take I need to come down about just a finger's width here. I just need to bring this line up here like that. I got to erase that part. This is why we use chalk. Just I got it from here. It needed to be just a little bit smaller.
Okay.
We got it a little bit too wide. But that's why you kind of look at this stuff, all right? Now I'm going to take a little bit of white paint and come up here like that. That would be the titanium, and come right up here like this and do the white part. Now notice that it's a little bit wider here at the top, and it gets a little narrow as we go down here. That can be drying, okay? And then what else can we put? Well, here I might just put a little white line. As long as I'm in the white, I'm using this little angle brush, I might just come here and put a little white line right over the chalk like that, okay? All right, that was easy. Oh gosh, you just had no idea, did you? Okay, so if I'm saying that that's what I'm doing there, which I just did, okay, so now I'm going to rinse the brush because I've had white on it. And then I want to make a dark color, so I'm going to take some Burnt Umber and a little tiny bit of dazzling purple and maybe a teeny bit of Ultramarine Blue, and I've got this dark color, okay? And then I'm going to come in here like this and start my first rocks. See, they're a little bigger in front, and you don't want a lot of wide grout. So just kind of keep, and try to remember that if you look at rock walls, thick and thin on your grout. Maybe some places it's wider and some places it's thinner. Try to get your rocks different shapes. If you've ever built a rock wall, they're usually different shapes. I used to had built all kinds of rock walls when I lived in California, and I'm just going to make sure that the bottom of the rocks are sitting down here on this line. Okay, and then about every so often I get more paint, and here's a little one. Maybe I'll put one like this. And regardless of how you chalked them in, if you don't like what you did, it's chalk, it'll wipe off, so you can always make a different rock as you get to painting and decide you had a better idea than the one you had when you chalked in. See how easy that is? So I promise you, if we were building this takes more time. We actually were building a rock wall. Like that, there it is. And here's our little rocks. We'll come back like this. I love little stone walls like this. Here's our rock wall. All right, now as we get back here, we're going to see less rock wall, and it's just going to get kind of dark back here. We're just not going to talk about the wall anymore. See, it just peters off into the darkness of everything.
Peters off.
Peters off. You like
No,
that?
that's an interesting peters
You don't
off.
say that. It's not a secret word. It's called peters off.
Well, who is Peter? Is he here, and why is he off? Is he not understanding what's going on?
Where did you grow
Peter's
up
off.
again?
Peter's off because he's not working. Oh, he's off right now. I get it.
Okay.
The Midwest. I mean,
The Midwest. They didn't have.
Peter's off.
Peter didn't live there.
No.
They didn't have any Peters living.
No Peters there.
None.
They were all off apparently.
It's all off, right?
They're gone. They're out of here.
All right, Gracie. I'm sorry. We just don't have any of that, right? Just don't know what to tell you. All right. So there we go. Now, what I'm going to do too. Oh, more stuff, right? We're going to come under here like this. Under right here with our little brown and blue and purple, right? We're going to come under this, and right where that line is, let's just come up here like this. You with me? All right. Now, what I want you to do is pull the colors this way, like this, and keep it level this way. All right. That's not the secret word either. These are just sound effects. Maybe we'll do one with sound effects, but right now we're not, right? We don't have any way to do sound effects, but that would be good too, sound effects. What to think about that? All right, so I'm going to put a little, I lied, I didn't want that. I wanted to warm it up just a little bit here where the lights might be hitting it, but all right, just put a little cat into that. Now as I get back further.
Where do you have the original light? Oh, it's way off in this.
Just way off here. Okay, this is what we're painting, everybody, in case you're wondering. This is what we're painting. This is this wall here, see, and we're suggesting that as it comes up here, There's some shadows on it. We're going to darken this corner. Let's put a little more gray with that. Let's just gray that out. Look, got a little too much red in there. Ignore that pile. Come down in here like this. Okay, so now take a little bit of the mixing white, like, you know, your transparent white, and just come over this a little bit on the edge. See what I'm doing there? Kind of blurring this out. Wipe the brush off. Just sort of blur that out like this. This implies water. See, right at the edge, and then just kind of take it and lift up. So there, we're just gonna, there, okay? There, the shadow, and then it's sort of blurred out this way. Okay, awesome. All right, so that's our edge. You're thinking this was card. It wasn't, was it? No. All right, so then as long as we're doing that, let's take a little bit of the ultramarine blue and a little bit of titanium white, make this little lighter blue-gray color. Maybe grab some of this, make a little lighter gray. Let's come up here, dry brush very gently on the top of the rocks, just very gently indicate there are a light and a dark side to these. Okay, like that. We're just going to tap these in here like that. Okay, that was easy, pretty easy. Nothing too fancy about that because it's a rainy day, so we really don't have to say anything about these rocks at all. I mean, we're talking about it, but not well, right? And now we're going to come down here with that and maybe just pull a little gray coming down like this. Barely touch it. Okay, there we go. There's the end of this, and put a little shadow under here like that.
Karen would like to know, when you say mixing white, what do you mean?
Mixing white is a color that's half titanium white, half zinc, and it's a color that's made by Liquitex. And I think a couple other brands make it, or if you just own zinc white, which is a transparent white. And this is one of the things that people don't tell a new artist that you need, but you definitely need it. All right. Now I'm going to take a little bit of gray color and come up here where my chalk is, and just right next to that dark line, see me pinch the brush, my little angle brush, and just do a little bit. Let's see, a little bit of white with that. Want a little bit of a light edge right here like this, right like that. So it's kind of a neutral gray. There it goes, right down here like that. How cool. Okay, now while we're letting that dry, let's just pop over here.
Pop over here.
Pop over here. Again, that is not the secret word.
No.
Pop over is 2 words actually.
Well, pop over is a food.
Popover.
Yeah, there's a popover. Do you like popovers?
No.
Have you had popovers?
You know, like those toaster pop things that they make with the.
What, the strudel? No.
Oh, you're talking about the real homemade.
The real homemade popovers.
Oh yeah, who doesn't like those? That's practically. Yeah, who doesn't like those?
Butter and cinnamon in those babies?
Oh yeah, they make those all over the world too. You know, I've got this book. I have to show you guys. I've got this awesome book of artwork from the 1500s, like, you know, like 100 years after Columbus. I mean, like a long time ago. Okay.
Popover's not the secret word, people.
And they have in this book. I'm going to show you this. It's a great book. It's just of old paintings, and they had pictures of donuts and stuff. Really, truly, donuts. Food that we eat today, they were eating. All the pastries, these have been around for a long time. Good to know, right? Okay, so, all right, we're going to come up here with a little ultramarine blue and brown, and we're going to come up here like that, and using an angle brush, starting with the point finning toward us, you'll notice we come up like this, and we're going to suggest a little tree going up like this, some branches. Okay, and trees get wider as they go to the top. Now, one thing you can do, take a little bit of water. See my little tiny bit of water? Put a little bit of a rag next to it. Let's dry this like that. Now, all right, ready for this? Little tiny bit of water on the tip of the brush. There we go. Because what happens when you go over chalk, it's like trying to paint over sand. Sometimes it can be very, the brush wants to drag even worse. All right, so we're just going to say that, let's make this a little darker. All right, let's just come up here like that, a little darker. Now we're going to suggest here's another little tree next to this one. And I think I've got it about a finger width apart between the two. So I'm going to move that one over like this, and they all kind of go together. Okay. You know, they've got some trees, if you've ever been to France, on the canal that were planted hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and they're still alive. It's really cool. It's interesting to go places where stuff has been around for such a long time, and the trees still live. Because, you know, Not you can have a tree that you've had for like a few years and it could get a disease and just die. It's not, longevity is not guaranteed in trees. Okay, so here's this one, and then we're going to suggest one coming up here. They get a little smaller. Okay, we're going to suggest one there. Already you're happy about this, right? Okay, here's this one kind of into our flower bed. Now let's take it and come over here like this and suggest some, let's wake up the paint here. A little bit of water on the brush. Now, don't you love this brush? Now look at that. We're going to suggest some branches. If you get too many, no worries. You can paint them out. We're going to paint a bunch of little flowers and stuff. And this is like doing a skeleton, sort of for a person, like doing a skeleton. So you kind of know where you're going to be putting things. Remember, as they come down here, they get very thin little branches. They just come back in here like this. You know, these trees are going up to the top. I think this one would be going all the way up, maybe like this. Okay. So, and then we're going to come, I think I want to come even out over here a little bit and suggest some trees. Okay. Okay, so, see, that's easy. Now already you're going, wow, it was easy. I had no idea. All right, let's just take some dark and come down here. Darken these front rocks a little bit. Just the front ones. Just we're into that dark color there. See? We'll darken a few front ones. That's always a good thing to do. And do we have this dark enough here? I think so. Right there at the edge, bottom, like that in the front. Okay. Let's go in there. Now, oh yeah, same color. Let's just come along here. Start here, pull it. The harder you push, the fatter the line. So as you come back this way, push harder. Start with a thin line, one stroke. Start here, it gets thin, and then you push harder, it gets fat. So now that side's in. And you're going, well, that was pretty easy. Wasn't it? Okay. Now, has this dried yet? No. It's not dried yet.
Oh, good question. The opens is dry. That painting?
Did that open painting ever dry? Where'd that open painting go? It's over there.
It did fully dry.
It did finally dry. Yeah, it dried. But are the paints still wet?
Oh, yeah.
The paints are still as wet as when you put them out, aren't you? You want to show them the paints? I mean, we'll show them to you. The paints are still wet. Which is extraordinary, right? I'm going to be drawing for a second. Just this little bit right here. Can I do that? And you want to show them the paints? I thought this was interesting. We did this thing. When did we do that with John on Sunday? We got out these golden open paints, and then John just put them up on a table, and they're under something. Okay, so I'm going to just dry this while he's doing that. Okay, I just need to dry this white thing. What? Well, okay. All right, here's these open paints, right, like that. Look at that. See how wet that is? Like we just put them out. So they do. That was from Sunday. They do last. All right, just saying. Okay. All right. Can I dry now?
No, that's why I go to turn you down.
Oh man, I want to dry now. All right. So dry now.
Dry now.
All right.
Okay, we had a question. Yes, seriously, they are totally wet. This is our fingers on it. They are super wet. They're just weird to work with. We had a question in regards to the auction. When you go to the website, you'll see you have a payment option. Some people are on limited budgets each month, and we wanted to make it available for everybody to be able to afford these paintings, but the original artwork of Ginger's. And if you think you need to stretch the payments out over a 2 or 3 month period, you just click that box and let us know.
Yeah, we thought that was neat that we'd let you do it over 3 months. Not everybody has $45 cash to put, it right out or whatever they want, whatever the bid ends up being, but you can split it over 3 months. We thought that was nice. Got to learn something from QVC, right? I'm more likely to buy something from QVC if I can give them 3 payments.
Absolutely. No interest charge.
Amazon has got this deal where they let you do that too on stuff they're selling. It's good, I mean. Okay, so we don't ship the painting until
Wendy, let me know if I didn't answer that question on that last break.
All right, so you've got. We dried this. Right now we're gonna. This is our vanishing points way back here. This is our horizon line of vanishing points way back here. Now you'll notice that these see my light. See the top of my lights. See they go down here like this. See like that. Do you see this? Now if I pivot this, now look here, see if I pivot this like that, you see how this all and then pivots, see how we can, maybe I can just show like this. If my vanishing point's kind of over here like that, see? So this is all coming down like this, and like that. So when you're drawing in, we're going to draw in our light bulb, so you know that, you know, our little lamp posts, so you know that they're kind of coming down this way. So if I were to just take, let's start about 2 fingers down, which is like what we said was 1 inch, right? And kind of come down to this one, which is about 1 finger, and just do a line like that. When you put the posts in, they've got to be getting shorter as they come down, all right? And also they're closer together. So I want to show you how we're going to draw those posts in. I'll just give you a quick chalkboard thing, okay? So you're
Ooh,
going to...
nice clean chalkboard.
Oh, who did that? Thanks, John, for the nice clean chalkboard.
Oh, that's so nice of you to mention that. How sweet of you.
John cleaned this chalkboard. That was really nice. He laid out all the paints. He's a good sport, isn't he? You know? Okay, so now, remember we talked about there would be... I'm going to not get confused here. So here's our wall here, all right? Now, all right, so we're going to start with a line like that, okay, straight up and down. It helps to have it vertical. So if it leans, it's going to be... You're not going to like it. All right, now the actual lamp post goes up in a corner like this, like a kind of like a Y, like, okay, right, like a bucket, right? And then comes across like this, and then there's a little triangle. That's it, it's a triangle. See the notice the triangle, and then a little thing like that, and then there's maybe something here. And then what I did was I got a little clever with these. I gave it like some little bumps here as I came down, you know, like that. And then at the bottom, I gave it a little bump, kind of gave it a base to be on, like this. I gave it a little bump, and, you know, you could just do a straight line, too. You don't have to get all clever with this. I just thought it was interesting. I just gave it a few bumps and came down here like that, all right? Now, the next one, remember, there's a line down. We're doing a line down like this. So the next one is shorter, all right? So it's starting here, see, because you imagine this line's going there, too, right? So it's starting here, and then up goes, and it's going to be like a little smaller, okay? Okay, and then there's the top, okay? And then the next one, you know, remember, there's your line. You can start here. You can almost do 2 lines, you know, see, like that. And then you want them a little smaller, just less detail as they go down. So by the time you get over here, you're barely seeing them, all right? So you just have to do detail on a couple of them, and then the others can be you can kind of fake those. How's that? So now that we've just decided that, if you're not sure what's straight, take a little triangle and draw the straight line, or use a ruler or something. Draw a straight line so you have it, because this is sort of the pivotal point of your picture. So I'm going to just take a triangle, line it up on the bottom here. This is perfectly level here. Then this has to be a straight line, and I'm going to say there's my first one right here, like that. There's my first one.
You haven't said the secret word yet, right?
Haven't said the secret word, and I think I'm over too far. How far over was I going? For about a finger's width. Yeah, I knew it. I got to get over further. Yeah, about a finger's width is where my line is, okay? About like that, okay? So here we go. There's my line, right, like that. There's my chalk line for that. Now, since that's the top of this, that's the top of my lamp post, and then here's the bottom like this, and there it is. I mean, that's as easy as it is. And then I'm going to say this one is about, I think I did about 3 fingers apart for the second one. Here's an up line, and then the same thing here. Here's our lamp post, okay? And then I think I did 2 fingers for that. Remember, they get, for some reason, I forget what the reason is, but they get closer together as they go down, all right?
Perspective, just the way things push.
Well, that's the way they look, right? So now we're getting down to here, and we'll just do a couple like that, and this suggests lamp posts, all right? So those are our light posts. So what you do then, you're going, gosh, I can't wait to know what you do then. All right, what you do then is, what? I give up.
Hey, while we're taking this moment, don't forget to make a comment, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, share us, put us in your place list, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell anybody to listen to you that we exist.
These people have no enemies.
Oh,
They're
ain't they
artists.
lucky.
They're friendly people. All right, so I'm going to put this up like this so you can kind of see what I'm doing, right? And just kind of back it up like this. So we're going to make sort of a gray color here. Well, let's take let's take some Phthalo Blue, a little Cad Red Medium, a little Titanium White, a little more Cad Red Medium. All right, so we're making a gray color with that, right? Maybe a tiny bit of yellow. All right, so we got kind of this gray-green color, which I kind of like. So let's put a little tiny brown in it. There we go. That's pretty. All right, so now when I come up using this little angle brush, and put my glasses on so I actually see what I'm doing, I want to just start here with my straight line, right down here like this, to my
Big word.
I know it's a big word here.
It's really big. Hold on,
to
people.
my wall. To my wall.
I thought we were going for the secret word. I thought that was, wall is not the secret word, people. There's nothing secret about a wall.
No. All right. So I'm going to leave a little bit of an edge here, and then I'm going to make a little ball right here at the base of this. All right. And then I want to come up like this. Make this little. Let's see. Let's pinch that brush. Put a little water on it and just pinch it so that I have it's a little tighter, easier to paint with. Right, like this. All right. Here's my little. Oh, then straight like here's my light post, and then like this with a little T going across here, and then this I kind of rounded the top of these, but you could just do a triangle, okay? All right, two, and then there's a little ball on there. All right, so see that comes down and then in and in, and then we kind of came down here and kind of widened it out in the middle. We just kind of fancied this one up a bit. Like that word, but that's not it either.
I'm waiting for the high five sign that looks like an okay sign.
Okay, so I'm just going to suggest that this.
And we have some late arrivers, and they don't really know what's the secret word all about.
They don't know the secret word. Okay, so the secret word. Okay, so I got.
Now this is something she just came up with brilliantly.
The last minute, I thought that it might be fun for someone to win this painting. Okay.
Which painting?
This one.
Oh, that painting.
This painting right here. So, and we thought we would do it over a course of how many weeks? 2 weeks?
Eight. Well, it's over the next 8 live sessions.
The next 8 live sessions. And every live session, somewhere in the session, I'm going to say a secret word, okay? And
it's so secret nobody knows it, not even her yet.
And I'm going to say a secret word. And then what you do is you write the secret word down, and after the 8th session, then you email us at gingercooklive.gallery with the secret word, and you will be in a drawing to win this that painting. All right. And we thought that was that was kind of cool. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm kind of using an eraser and skinning this up. That's not the secret word either. Skinning this up.
And spelling won't count. And skinning it up doesn't count.
Skinning is
that's
not it either. All right.
No.
So, but today I'm going to give you the high sign. When I do the
yeah, that's the high
word,
sign. Remember the high sign. That's a secret high sign. That alone is the secret word. What's Ginger's high sign?
Well, that'll be the bonus question, right? If there's a tie, that'll be the bonus question, right? If there's a tie, that will be. Yeah. I don't know how we'd have a tie, but if that would be the.
Right, how do you have a tie with a drawing? Well, Sammy pulled out 2 balls before. He's done that during the time, so.
All right,
I guess
so
that happens.
Okay, so now I want to come down here to the other one right here. Now I'm not going to be as elaborate with this, but I still want to go straight down like that, and then come up here and do the little ball thing, and a pointy brush would be very handy with something like this.
I bet you have one.
I have one. I think we should use that because I'm a little annoyed with that one. All right, so let's just cut to the chase here. Let's just paint this little lamppost in like that with a little pointy brush here. I didn't take very good care of this one. This is a Ruby Satin Silver 000, and I could have been a better brush mother for this. And it's not got the point on it. It had like a week ago. You really can't let these things sit overnight in water. I preach that all the time. I don't always practice what I preach, but I do like to encourage good brush husbandry, like that too. That's not
I
the
like
secret
that.
word.
That would have been a good one.
Brush husbandry. That would have been a good one. Okay.
LeBlanc would like to know, how do you choose the center perspective to compile a painting?
Well, the thing is, you have to go to your vanishing point. all right?
And
Which
back
is
up from
that's
there.
you have to start with your vanishing point is where first off you have to determine your horizon line, which is where your horizon line is where the sky, you can't tell in this one, where the sky meets the land if there are no mountains, all right? The mountains cause a whole different ball game, or the ocean, all right? And then from there you decide what you're building, and then you come up with a vanishing point, and then all the lines go to the vanishing point. So it's really pretty simple. But in a photograph, they told you where it was. Photographs, this is why I encourage you to do, I wish I had a photograph of something, John. Do I have a photograph of any buildings I can show people? Anything that, do I have to say
I'm really not doing
there?
anything over here, so let me look around.
I know, you didn't look like you were doing anything. Do I have any photographs? Okay, so like that, there's this little one. And remember, we're doing less detail as we go. Do you see that? We're just now suggesting the lamp. Okay, we're just barely suggesting it. Okay, I'm going to show you another little secret here too, because I'm not painting these in all that well, but I'll fix it later. Okay, I'm just suggesting the lights, and when I put the yellow in, I'll fix that little boo-boo down there. Okay, so there's the that's the lights here. Let's make this a little bit thicker here, a little bit thicker neck here. Okay, and then I might take a little white paint as long as I'm playing, right? Just do something like this, a little bit of a highlight on this, like that. Okay, something you just got to do that. A little bit of titanium white. You just give it a little bit of white highlight here, like that. Okay, something like that. So those are our little lampposts, and that's pretty easy. John has any kind. The reason I tell you that the photographs, they tell you where it is. It's such you don't have to know anything. Yeah, that's good. I can show that one. I'll show that. It's a good question. Gosh, that's a great question, John. Ding the bell, would you?
Oh my, what does that mean, Ginger?
That means that they have asked the question of the day.
What does that mean, Ginger?
What that means, John, is that person, whoever that lucky person is, asking about this vanishing point question, has won either a free downloadable video from gingercooklive.gallery or 1 week of free lessons, art lessons. So, whoever you are,
that was Jay LeBlanc.
Jay LeBlanc, that's what you have won for answering this question.
Please go to gingercooklive.gallery and let us know your selection.
There you go. So now, all right. So here's a photograph. Okay?
No, wait. Repeat the question.
The question is, how do you find a vanishing? How do you determine the perspective in a painting? All right.
It basically is the vanishing
That's it.
point.
That's what they're wanting to know. Okay. So first off, if you have a photograph, they told you where it was. So in this photograph right here, I think I have a marker pen or something. I can use chalk.
Let's mark it up.
All right, so right here, do you see this? This is my horizon line right here where the grass is, okay?
It's real obvious on this one. I mean, this is really the most obvious picture we have.
All right, now you see this line's going this way and this line's going this way, like this, you see? Everything's going to this vanishing point right here, all right? Now, if we had a fence, it would be doing, see the top of this fence? Then the next one would be here and the next one. So if you did a fence down here, this one would be shorter, this one, and this one would be shorter. Now look here, the bushes, right? Even up here, even these bushes are going down to this vanishing point. Do you see this angle of the bushes and the height right here? And then here's the sign. Look at this. Here's this line here on the gate. Now I'm going to move my brush. See, I'm moving my brush. See right here?
They all line up. Look at that.
Everything is lining up.
How does it do that?
It is. So you don't even have to know it. Find a good photograph. It'll tell you where it is. Just do that. Good to know, right? Great question. Vanishing points. All right. So So this is what we've got so far, and I like that. Let's take a small brush, and look at look at that. We'll come back to. This
really
is pretty
nice.
dry. It's looking pretty dry. So let's take some white, titanium white, and a little yellow. Kind of mix those together and come inside our little lamp post like that. Like that. There you go. Doop, 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 doop.
You have to do the sound effects or it will not work.
All right. And then you want to take a little bit of yellow and add a little bit of red to that. You can even add some magenta and then just add a couple highlights and maybe one little drop of the orange in there. Kind of like that, okay? Now we haven't put any highlights on our picture or anything. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to do our flowers, all right? So our flowering tree. So this is what we're painting next. Pretty good. We did all this in an hour. I don't think that's too shabby. You guys think so? I think that's pretty good. So here's the deal. We're going to take magenta and titanium white, like that. We're going to make this pink flower. Now what I want to do is, it's a little bit different than we normally do. I'm going to come down like this with little brush strokes, because we're saying it's raining. So I want to come down here kind of like that, and just pull some brush strokes down here on this side like that. Now we're going to switch. Now we're going to start doing some little dots like that. Make little tiny petals using just the angle of the brush. If you have a little pointy brush, you can use it. And as they get out, they're smaller. This is where people don't appreciate it. They make the same size. You barely touch it. This is like a very teeny little dots out here on the edge of where your branches are. And as they get back up to the tree, you can make them a little darker. Okay, like that. So here it is. Now it's going to come on over here. We'll go around this side of the tree. Let some of this tree show through. Like this. And we're just going to put in these cherry blossoms. And what's neat about this is, because it's raining and everything's a little bit out of focus, right? So we're going to come almost all the way down to the bottom of our background, like this. These little dots. Let's get a little more white paint in here, like that. Now just keep going. Just all the dots overlap. Okay, there, everything's overlapping, but it's a dot motion. All right, like this. Do you want to zoom in on this for me, John? I'm zooming in. Let's just zoom in so people can see it. So here's these dots. I'm kind of just sneaking them in and around this tree. Now sometimes some of them go in front of the tree like this, so just part of that tree is showing. And anywhere you did a boo-boo on the tree, cover it up. Right? That's a good plan. Okay? Don't talk about that. Okay, now, you see, so these were coming down like that. And these were, we'll make some of these a little darker. We'll come over here with just some magenta. And really over here in a few places, we'll make a few of these a little bit darker, like that. This doesn't take very long to put in. I think we've got quite a few here. Now, as we get into this area, we need more white. So we're going to make these really lighter, like that. We're going to come over here. Now, we're going to start putting in the light ones. See that? Here's the light ones on here.
Right over the wet.
Right over the wet. Okay. And the same thing here. But as I come down here like this, I want these lighter. Okay, like that. And I'm going to say come down into this part, way down here. They're going to be lighter. Maybe we'll have some that are kind of creeping across here, down here like this. And then particularly over here, back kind of in this area, we're going to have some that are just coming this way, like that. Now I'm going to wipe my brush off and just pull some down like this. Okay, just a little of these. I'm just going to pull a few down like this. There we go. It's kind of raining, and I'm just going to put a few out of focus. All right, like that. Okay. Now you're going, well, that's fun. Okay, so if I'm doing that, now I want to put a few of these going across here. I want some, I'm saying it's wet, so I'm going to put a few going this way, back this way, and all these lines have to be straight across, like that. And we're just going to, someone asked if they had to put the pink in the picture. No, you don't. You're going to have to put some sort of reflections, but you don't. We're going to say here's some here like this, like that. And just put a few in here for now. Now, every one of these trees here is going to reflect something like this, right? Like that, straight down from them, like that. Think about these are all going to be reflected, but your generally reflections are not as dark as like on water or anything as the actual subject. So let's take a little bit of mixing white and burnt umber and make a lighter color like that. Now, just kind of come down here into your street, and let's start zigzagging some reflections from these trees like this. Okay, right over that. Okay, this is really, you don't have to do much. Some of these will be covered up by the people. Okay, like this. All right, and then let's see, do we have, how about our lamppost? Do we want to say that there's anything coming here from our lamppost? We can do the same thing. come straight down from this one, like this. Maybe we want to say that there's something that we probably wouldn't see this one. And I don't know that we'd see these others, but there, do you see what we're doing? Now, at this point, it looks like we've got a canal, not a street, all right? So when we put the people walking, then it's going to be less like a canal, but that's all right. So now I'm going to put a little bit of that orange color, kind of yellow and orange stuff from the lights, right? Might be coming in here like this. Put a little bit of mixing white with that, so it's not so bright. Let's just say some in here, we've got some of that going. I'm going to wipe that off so it's not so bright. Okay, like
Corey's
that.
asking when they reflect more green. I'm not sure where we're going to put green in.
We don't have any. We haven't got any green yet.
Yeah.
There might be some green reflecting in one of them. We didn't do as much because I didn't like the green, but we could have. Okay, so all right, we're just saying that. We're kind of exaggerating a little bit. Now, if you get too much, you know where the gray paint is, so you can kind of tone it down if you got carried away, and also you can lighten some colors in here too. Let's take a little bit of white with the gray and make a lighter gray here like this coming across. See what I'm doing here? Kind of very much of a lighter color in here like this. Bring it across. See what we're doing? And we'll do more of that when we put our people in, right? And then I'm taking this gray color and just sort of barely touching this tree here and just sort of pushing that out of the business. Just barely touch. Just put that tree in the background. I want to say wet, and that's a good way to do it. And then as long as I'm into sort of the white-gray color, I might, oh, that's pink. Let's not do that. All right. All right. Well, we'll finish that later. So here's what we have to do next, was we're going to put in our people. All right. And as long as before I dry, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have a little bit of an edge. See, do I have any white left? I don't. Look at that. Put some white out. It's all used up. All right. So we're going to put... oh, that's zinc. That's not going to help me move. You come over here. Where's my white? Where's my titanium white? Ah, we don't know why the titanium white's over here, but here it is. All right, so I want some titanium white. This is why you label these things. And then I'm going to come under here like this and make sure I've given room for my post to be sitting on something. All right, so I will dry this, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to put our people in, and then we'll finish the reflections. But it's kind of cute so far, right?
Would you like to do a review of Angela's?
Oh, I'd love to. I want to do that. No, this is what we're going for, you guys. Let me move this out of the way, and I'm going to do a review for Angela's, and right, so you can kind of see what we're doing. All right. Here's a little bit of light paint, by the way, and I'm going to come down here with this while I'm thinking about it. A little bit of a light pink there. Pull some rain stuff down. Okay, yeah, Angela's. This is Angela's picture, and she, you know, one of the benefits of being a member of gingercooklive.gallery is that you not only get help with the art that we have on our weekly lessons. Our members get a brand new lesson every week that's different, that's exclusive for them. But you also get personal art coaching with any of the stuff we put up here on YouTube, okay? And then once a month, you can send us something that you concocted or you found somewhere else and say, help me with this. So really, for starting at about $21.95 a month, if you're a senior for personal art coaching, that's a deal. Plus, you get access to over 275 lessons. But in this particular case, if you guys remember this painting that we did last week called Ocean Vista, my friend Angela sent this in to me and for some help. Now, one of the things I told her is that your eye goes to the lightest light and the darkest dark. So you see that big dark line she had back there? You see that? That's too dark. All right. And then I suggested she put some more turquoise in the water, and she lightened the water behind the rock so you could see it. All right. Those were the main things. So she had a really good start with this picture, but those main things are what I told her to do, and that she had to level the water. This is something I saw just last night when somebody sent me something, is that they lit the horizon line doesn't tip, you know, it stays level. And that horizon line was the ocean meets the sky, and it has to be level or parallel to the top and bottom of your canvas. All right. So those are the things I told her to do. Now I'm going to show you her final picture. Isn't that gorgeous?
Let me bring back the original.
Okay.
There's the original.
See the original? See the difference? See the big darks and everything back there? See? Because your eye immediately, kind of squint your eyes, you immediately goes to that big dark spot in the back hill. Now, the farther things are away, the grayer they became. And look at that. And I actually liked how hers came out better than mine. I really did. I thought she did a great job on that. I thought it was beautiful. And beautiful painting. And congratulations, Angela. That was gorgeous. And we wanted to show you one of the benefits of personal art coaching. Okay, let me dry this real quick, and we'll come back and talk about how to put our people in. All right? That's
and go. All right, we have somebody asked about Sally. Sally is our solar swimming buddy. She was found. Betty found her yesterday. We don't know how. We put Betty as the top part of the pool sweeper, and she scooped her up somewhere and brought her back. So, not sure, but everybody's back and everybody's working out there again. As a member, where do I find member lessons? Under the lesson library at the top of your, when you sign in. Even if you're not a member, you can go see the lessons that we have to offer. It's under the catalogs. And Ginger's back.
all right. So let's talk about how to put these people in, okay? So, you ready for that? All right. So we got the folks here we need to put in. And remember we told you about the secret word? I'm going to give you a hint right here. Boulder Dash. Boulder
Okay,
Dash.
let's move on now, folks.
All right, moving on.
Nothing to see here.
All right, so now I want to talk to you about how to do an umbrella. Remember the clock? Okay, it's 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. All right, so maybe here's a 10, 11, 1, 2. So maybe between 10 and 2, you might draw a line across there like that. Start at 12 o'clock, and there's your handle. Erase all this, and you've got an umbrella. Now, if you want to get a little bit more tricky, you can bring around a little bit of an edge like this. Now, here's these little. You've got to imagine these little, those little wires that keep it from collapsing. There's your umbrella. All right. Now, our guy is on this side of the umbrella, so you don't see this part, okay? And what you've got, I love how you put these guys in. He is a rectangle, like that, okay? And then he has 2 legs down here like this that are all sort of together, so you don't have to talk about them. And his little feeties go off there. And then he's got out here like this, you suggest part of an arm, like this, and his coat's going to be all dark. And then here you're going to suggest an arm like this that's coming around her like this, okay? All right, because his head's under here. His head's way back under here. You don't see it, all right? He's under here like that, okay? Now she is right here. She's a little shorter. And she's got right here, here's her hair, and it's doing this, right? And then you're going to see a little bit of her. Let's put her in a different color. Chalk, okay. So then this is her. So she's here. Now, right about here, you can do just a dress like this. Here's a little dress. So you're not really talking about her either, okay? So there she is. You're just seeing her from behind. And then she's got, here's her legs. Now, the trick is she's wearing some white boots here. And the trick is that her feet and his feet should touch the ground in the same place, okay? And generally speaking, you kind of want to center her legs underneath her, okay, like that. So you go. So you can sort of taper her legs in like this and like that, sort of taper them in. So so here's her dress, okay, and then his arm is around her. She is partially under this umbrella, and you see a little bit of her head, a little bit of her hair, okay, like this. You're seeing a little bit of her hair like that under the umbrella. So again, this is your umbrella, so you don't, there's our white, where's our white? This is you don't see him because he's under the umbrella. All right, does that make sense? So this is the simplest way I can tell you how to draw people. Now, if you want them taller, give them longer legs, but whatever you do to them, do to her so that they're both staying about the same height. Does that make sense?
Make sure they're standing together.
They got to be standing together, right? Because he's not lifting her up, okay? And then this is This is
Well,
her dress.
now, you know, that's interesting. A leg kicked up, a little kiss, a little hug. Come on.
What, like that?
See what you can do? Yeah, look at that.
Like a little leg kicked up. The proposal now, right? There you go. John's all for that, right? But anyway, that's called the proposal. I wanted to keep this as simple as possible. All right. So now we want to come up. Ruler. What do we do with the ruler?
I don't have it. Is it in front of the wishing well?
Yes, here. Yeah, wishing well.
How could
All
I
right,
see
so-
it from here? It's amazing. I could see it from here.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Whatever. Just okay. All right. Just don't get too superior on us, right? A lot of stuff here to see, right? I'm the one that found the picture on the wall, and you walked back it like 10
I
times,
know.
right? Just okay. So I want to come over from the bottom about 4.5 inches from the bottom, and I'm going to take a little piece of chalk and make a mark, and then I want to come up 3 fingers and make a mark, and this is where I'm going to.
Oh, that's what we should do.
Oh, I got to come over a little bit more. We're going to come over. Let's see. I want to come over probably 2 more fingers this way.
We have a suggestion for the next game after this one.
All right.
What did Ginger lose in this session?
Oh, yeah, that's good, too. You know, just name something Ginger lost in this session. All right, so I want to come up about 2 fingers with him and do this. All right, like that. Make my rectangle. Okay. Now, you know what? Let's start with the umbrella and work our way down. That might be easier than anything. All right. I'm going to do that. This is why we love chalk. Want to come right up here in the middle and start with my umbrella. That to me is just the easiest thing. Right, here's the top of my circle here, and it can come right out to here like that.
Well, that's a good question. Does Ginger ever see a picture that she thinks she can't paint?
I
would
don't know.
say no. She would try anything. Some things don't make good paintings.
So, well, not everything makes a good painting, and sometimes you just don't want. It's like, you know, back when I was young, I think I could have climbed Mount Everest. I didn't want to, but I think I could have gotten in shape to do it. Didn't want to though, you know? But I mean, I felt personally, I felt I could have done it. I mean, you know, not the first week. I might have had to train for 4 or 5 years, but I could have huffed it up there. I wouldn't want to, right? But, you know, yes. So that standpoint. Okay, so I'm going to make this umbrella a little bit bigger, like that. I think I have my wall wider in this picture than I did there, so this may cover some of the wall, I think. I think that's what happened here, is that I've got my wall a little bit deeper. So there's my my umbrella is like about it's like about 3 inches wide. All right, and then I'm going to come down under here. Here's the top of it. I'm going to come down under here with my guy and come down here like this, and here's the footies. Here he is a little wider here, his arm coming here. Here's her. Let's just bring this up just a hair. Then we're going to say, here's her dress, like this. Here's her legs. Let's make his a little longer. There we go. All right, so there it is. I'm going to make the umbrella a little bigger. We're going to bring him a little bit down to us, a little closer. All right, so now that I've sort of sketched them in, that's
Juanita
good.
would like to know what inspired Ginger to start painting.
I just, you know, all kids draw and color and stuff, and I just was good at it. I just liked it. And then my adopted mother was an artist, and, you know, she encouraged that, I suppose. There was some of that, too. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is put in my umbrella. That's key here. The umbrella is where we're starting, okay? So I'm going to put that in with just titanium white paint. I'm going to put that in right like this. Like this. Here we go. Here's an umbrella like this. And then there's the top of it. All right, that's very good. There it is. There's our umbrella. All right, so that's easy, right? You're going, yeah, I don't know. That was pretty easy to me, right? Now, because if I'm happy with this umbrella, which I pretty much am, here's a little bit of white along here like that. I pretty much am. I've got this wall a little wider than I had it in the other one, but that's still, I like that. So if I'm happy with that, then I need to dry the umbrella, okay? Because, I mean, you can't play around with white and then dark colors. All right, so we're going to bring this over. So make sure I have my umbrella just the way I want it. Okay, and then I will just dry it. All right. So far, so good. I'm going to dry the umbrella. You want to turn me down real quick?
Yep. All right, we got to turn it down for a moment. Maybe a quick moment while she dries that up. Let me just pop up our current offerings on our. These are little thumbnails of the Ginger Cook original artwork that's up for sale. Wendy put the link in there directly to the auction page. If you don't know it or don't see that when it goes by, just go to gingercooklive.gallery, and that will, in the upper right hand corner, you'll see our little gold seal. Click on that and it'll take you right to it. And again, the option to pay monthly is there for those that may need it. And you're back, boss.
All right, so now I've wiped my brush off. And I'm going to go into the dark brown paint with a little bit of blue.
We want to see how much paint you're putting on your brush.
All right, like on one side only, right? Okay, and then I'm going to come down here, start in the middle here like this, because I know that I want him. Okay, so here's he's on the left side. If you drew a line down from the top of the umbrella, he's got to be on the left side of this. All right, that's where he lives. All right, so here's his wider arm here that's coming down here, and here's his little coat. Put a little more blue with that, make this a little darker. Okay, brown, and here's his brown like that. Let's see, put a little more brown with that. Too blue. Now I want to come under here like this and kind of carve out my umbrella a little bit more. So here's this part, here's this other part, and it's coming down about like that. And then I'm going to say that his arm is coming around her waist like this. We'll bring his coat down a little bit lower, like that, and make that a little bit wider. And you know, it can be any width. I mean, the guy doesn't have to be thin, you know. When I was teaching for Merlota Masterpiece, they've since, they're closing, but I was teaching with them. I mean, we did people under umbrellas all the time, and this is one of the easiest ways to teach you how to do it. It's just sort of almost this chewing gum kind of stick guy. Now we're going to come down here. Make the legs have to be thinner than the coat. Or does that make, if that makes sense? So you sort of want to taper those down like that. Okay, like this. And again, how tall do we want to make him? I'll just stop him right about there. All right. Now there really isn't. It's a rectangle with a, a little, then there's a little bit of his shoulder coming out this way. Okay. Now she is. See, where's our little pointy brush? We had one. Here, we'll use this. So what we said would happen to her, and you could make her blonde or redheaded or whatever. Just I'm making her a brunette. I'm bringing her over here, her head over here, and I'm saying most of it's under the umbrella, like that. All right, and then I'm going to give her a little bit of hair just kind of flowing in the wind like this. Like that, just kind of up this way. But you could give her any kind of a hairdo you wanted. Okay, there she is. And then I thought her dress would be very pretty turquoise. So I'm going to do yellow and phthalo blue and white. And let's see, here we go. Yellow, phthalo blue, and white, and a little more phthalo blue. Okay. So it's, let's see, more white. And see, I'm all out of titanium again. Boy, you can really go through titanium white, don't you? Now look at that. It's almost a mint green color. And the reason I picked this, I'm just going, why did you pick this color? Because I thought that a red dress wouldn't look all that great with the pink flowers. And, white dress would have been okay too, but it's not as interesting. So, and I thought this was I thought that this sort of mint color was really pretty. All right. So now I'm just going to give her a cute little skirt like this. But I'm going to, this is like paper dolls. You can put her in anything. Okay. And she's kind of coming this way. She's very close to him. So you don't really talk much about her. I keep saying that, but you just, I'm not being in gossip, but you just don't really say that. You just don't need to say that much about her. She's just kind of over this way, and his arm, we'll put his arm back around her. Then I like to take a little bit of titanium white and give her a little bit of a, kind of a thing on the skirt like that.
A little frilly end.
A little frilly, because I like that stuff, right? A little bit of frilly stuff. Now I'm going to rinse the brush because I've had blue on it. Now let's take a white and a Cad Red Medium and make this sort of peach color. A little bit of yellow with it, make kind of like a tangerine peach color. Okay, and we're going to say that that's her stockings right here. Let's make that a little bit darker. I don't know if anybody even wears stockings anymore, do they?
I can't say that I've worn them in quite a while.
It's good to know, John. Just good to know. Then when was the last time you did wear them, John? Now, you think my secret word was interesting. Everybody wants to know that now, okay?
Yeah, I would too.
All right, so I'm going to say that there's her. I'm just going to make that a little bit darker, like that. And I'm going to say there's her, her legs. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to dry that. You don't have to. Just turn me down for just 2 seconds. I got 2 seconds of drying on that. All right?
Yeah, you're down. Kind of hard to show you guys everything at one time, isn't it?
See, I mean, you really need very little of that, okay? Because a lot of this is chalk. Okay, so now I'm going to take the titanium white and give her white boots. I'm going to come up on her legs again like this and just give her some white boots like this. And then I'm going to have her shoes, I'm not giving her heels, she's just facing this way. These sort of taper, see? Isn't that cute? That's little white boots here. And then his shoes are going to be dark brown. And let's see, I think I made some sort of crazy comment that her legs had to be the same length as his. Yeah. So let's come back to, I think I've got her too short. This is
you have
the end of his.
Him.
Yeah, she's got to come down a little bit like this. Her little white boots have to come down, and then the feet start, okay?
Hey, Dinah would like to know, while you're listening with that, Dinah would like to know how you decide the size of the people an umbrella should be.
Oh.
Go look at a reference photo.
Yeah, reference photos. Yeah, that's a good thing. Reference photos. You just shouldn't be making this up. You should get a reference photo. I've been doing this couple for years though, under an umbrella. I've been doing this a long time. Is the guy
always on the left?
In my pictures.
Yeah, I think it is.
Well, they used to say the guy was on the left, so then in the olden days, when the cars came along and splashed, that his suit would get wet, not her dress. Remember? That was the reason for that. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. In the olden days.
In the olden days.
Back in the horse and buggy days.
Now it's anybody's guess. Well, I think that was what, when women had long dresses, I think that was anybody's guess here. I think we'll give it a little bit longer pants. Now, here's the deal. I've done that. Now I'm going to come down here with her. Let's just come under here with her hair. Make sure we've got her hair. And again, you can have some fun with this. You can have her hair, just a little bit more hair if you want. I mean, look. Not pretty already. I mean, she's cute, isn't she? And then it could look like you, however you wear your hair too, right? But there you go. There's her hair under there. So there she is. Now, we're going to switch brushes, do one of these small little angles. Now, in order for her to show up, let's go back to the pink, okay? And let's come here, right next to her, and add a little pink, okay? Like under the umbrella to kind of shape it out, see? There's a method to my madness here about how we're doing this. So I want this to be a little pinker right next to her, and then kind of around here like this, and then if I want it, and then here between them like that. If I add a little pink, and even just a little pink here to indicate a waist, see, and then maybe even here, there, just between them like that, see. Now I'm going to come back up here around him and do the same thing. I'm going to zigzag some pink in the reflections around him like this. I'll come down here and shorten that. Now I'll take some the zinc white, the mixing white, the zinc white, and because that's sort of a translucent color, and we're saying it's raining, so now I'm going to zigzag some of this down into the picture like this. Come underneath here. There's a little bit of pink color down under here, like that, okay? And then back here, for sure, I want this to be sort of pink back here behind the umbrella so that it shows up, okay, like this. And we're not talking about what happened back here because it's raining, so we're just going to do something like this. I'm going to take a little bit of mixing white like that and kind of go over the wall. So just the wall sort of disappears back here like this, and these trees, see, like that. That's all disappeared. We just wanted it dark enough so the umbrella stood out. All right, now you can see kind of what we're doing here. And then I want to take some dark brown here, maybe, and come under him, and then wiggle a little shadow, so like a little reflection. And I'll do the same thing with the blue for her. I might just do a little blue-green color right there, okay? And let's see, where else could I put this? Do I want to do anything else with her dress? I want a little bit brighter somewhere here. You know, maybe a little bit darker right here, maybe a little more blue, so it shows up a little more contrast. I can do that to brighten that up. Okay, now let's see, she's got some white reflecting under the boots like this, okay, like that. Now, what do we have to do? Well, we got to put some flowers along the side here, okay, and next to that, so that's easy. See how we doing? Pretty good, right? I mean, I think that's rather, and let's take a little bit of ultramarine blue and mixing white and add a few little shadows on the top of this umbrella like that. There we go, just so it's not so white. Like that, there you go, like that. Just give it a little bit of a shadow. Very, very faint, like that. Top of that umbrella. Pinch all this. And then, oh yeah, we got to plant something over here. So, we need a kind of ultramarine blue and yellow. We'll make an army green. Did you guys know that? If you want an army green, kind of, you can camouflage paints with it. That's your army green. Now, the other way to get an army green is to add a tiny bit of red to your green, and that'll make it. That's sort of, now if you want it a little bit brighter, you can add a little phthalo, like that. So now kind of a combination of these two colors. Now I've got sort of a dark green. Did everybody see how I made that green? So I want to come in here like this and just tap in some sort of green plants around our trees like this, and it gets smaller as it goes back, and we don't talk about it, okay? Like that, just easy like this. Now you can put any kind of flowers along here you want. And somebody said, wouldn't there be some green here? And yes, there would be. I didn't do it on that other one, but I would probably take some mixing white and make some very, very, you know, you could put a little green here on this if you wanted, like that. Might be some here, right along there. Might be some. So there's certainly nothing wrong with doing that. Didn't want to get this too complicated, but there would be some. And then there would be some lighter green, so we could take some titanium white and add to that. Let's do that. Let's just take a little bit of titanium white, and let's just say that there's some light green like this. The top of these are probably going to be lighter. See that? So you're going to, and as you get back, they get smaller. And it's a different green than her dress. See, totally different green than her dress. Nice, yeah.
Ed Johnson would like to know, how did Ginger come up with this painting? A photo, actually saw it, imagined it?
I imagined it. I made it up. I totally imagined this, you guys. Totally imagined this. Okay? Didn't see this anywhere, just totally imagined this. I thought it would be nice. Just was really in the mood for something like this. Okay, so now I want to break this pink up a little bit, so I'm going to come back with my gray and white. Okay? And I'm going to come back in here like this, because it's, you know, and I'm going to put a little gray in a few places. Kind of zigzag some gray in. See that? Just a few, because it's a bridge after all. Okay? And if I got too much with the yellow, I'll just take some out, right? Same thing over here. All right, so see how we fix that? Then maybe up here a little bit too. Here's this little gray coming down. Now, over here, while we're waiting for this to dry, I want you to see the finished piece here. Do you see all this white that's coming down here? So what you do, put some more white out. What you do is you take a little, start with the mixing white, and pull some mixing white down like this. Okay, and let's see, that's too much, so let me just pull some off like this. Pull some mixing white, because it's very translucent. And then come down here a little bit like this, and because this is why we want the thin white. And just barely touch it, come down here around your wall. And then what if it was raining off the wall here? Now look, I'm going to use just the angle of this brush like this, and come on down and suggest water. This is gravity, so we're going to suggest There's some water puddling right there. Wow, that's cool, isn't it? And then maybe here, let's do it again here. Somewhere, there's either a hole in the wall or there's some leaks by these lights, but this just dripping down here like this. A little puddle here like this where that's dripping. And then, not to be too mean, but his umbrella isn't that effective. So here's my little bit of mixing white on his coat, indicates there like that, right? Then I'll take a little bit of this white and dangle a bit of white off his umbrella like this, indicating it might be raining, like that. What do you think? Come on, is that not cute or what? All right, that's or wet, Ginger. There, let's put a little bit of a line right here like that between her legs, there like that. So there she is. Do we need a little bit more white over here on this edge of her dress? Okay. And let's see, I think I want a little more white on my umbrella right here. Even though I put some blue there, just right there between the wall and there. I want it a little bit whiter. Okay.
Kimson wants to know, why does it look like they have one leg? Because they're standing there, their legs are
They're
together.
standing there with their legs together, right? We did them with their legs together. I got to make this one a little bit wider, but they're standing with their legs together. We got to make it a little bit wider, but you know, he's not, we're not doing two legs. They're just standing with their legs together to make it easier. Right, like that. There's the feet, like that, see? And if you wanted to make her legs, actually could be a little bit wider. We could do that. I mean, that's fine. We can make her legs slightly wider, and that's an easy enough thing to do. Let's take a brush and start with
Is that light color between the legs? Is that the... So
I was going to come back and make a darker one, but all right. So let's just give her. We're going to say we can make her legs wider. Let me just get that yellow color going. All right, like that. Let's just. All right, here we go. Let me just put my glasses on so I can see here. All right, so we're going to make. We can make her legs bigger too. That's easy enough. Like that. Now I've got to dry it. Okay, before I put the boots on. Hang on.
I missed the drying part. That might have been the secret word. I missed it. Hey, appreciate you guys hanging in there with us. Don't forget to subscribe and like us. Add us to your playlist.
All right, so I got to put the boots back, you guys. All right, there we go. Put the boots back, and let's take some brown like this. I did white, but let's just, there you go. Okay. There's her boots. Okay, there we go. So she's got two legs. We made his legs a little bit wider, so that, and maybe even make his coat wider too here. Now we can come back and sort of touch him up. That's easy enough to do. You can just come around and make his coat a little bit wider, like that. And here's his arm, and it's got to go around her waist like this too, and we didn't have that down there like that. So we can bring him a little closer to her. And hang on, let me just finish that. And let's give him a little more shoulder here. Okay, and then we're saying that this arm's coming around his waist. Maybe there's a cuff. Okay, like that. And then a little bit of mixing white on his pants. Okay, like that. And let's put, so that you can really see it, let's make sure that you can see the umbrella. Alright, I wanted to make sure that we had the umbrella pretty well locked down here as far as the... I just want to make sure you could see the outside at the top of this umbrella. Alright, like that. So you can see that, okay? So here's a little bit of the, the rain coming down on it. Like that. And here's a little bit of gray on the back. Could add a little bit of gray to your cement. And then you want to put a few lines across the reflection. That's one of the tricks, that when you're doing a reflection, just have a few little lines going across it. Break up the reflection. Okay. And let's put a ribbon in her hair. Let's just be, what if she had a ribbon back here? There, okay, just saying. She could have had one, something like that. Or not.
Oh, looks good.
Like it?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just saying, you know, again, you've
It's
got
your gal, dress her up accordingly.
Yeah, I'm just saying that you can put you can have your people be any way you want them. I'm just saying this is how you'd put them under an umbrella. And again, this is a very simple way to put people in a picture. You know, trying to keep it as simple as I can about how you might put somebody in a picture. I don't think I want that, this umbrella top that high, so let's just make that a little shorter, like that. And, ooh, I think that's kind of fun, John. Do you think that's sort of fun?
I think it's sort of fun.
I think that's a fun thing. So I wanted to just mention real quick that for our members, our gingercooklive.gallery members, that tomorrow's Thursday's lesson, that'll be Thursday, which is our special lesson. This is called Coffee Break, and it could be teed. You know, be easy enough to paint a little tea bag over the edge of this with a little piece of paper hanging down if you're a tea lover. But I thought this was sort of fun. This was our weekly lesson. That's on an 8x10 canvas. Canvas board, but you could do it on anything, all right? Or you could do it all in the brown colors. We talked about that. And just to give you an idea what our members have gotten in the last month, because every week they get a new lesson. Sometimes that's 5 lessons in a week that's exclusive. This week it was Ecuador. This was done by a famous artist in the 1800s and in Ecuador, and that's the title of this painting right there. The week before that, our members got this this old English truck and step-by-step lesson on that. Some of these lessons 2-3 hours long. They're very involved. Before that, we did the reflections. This again was done by an old American artist back in the 1800s. I like to introduce you to new artists, which are that maybe you've never heard of that you might want to paint. And I love her, and I love everybody's done this differently. We've gotten a bunch of those off. If you haven't been to Pinterest and seen our stuff, if we have a student board, if you send me your artwork, a lot of it ends up on Pinterest under 2017 student board, and I've seen people do this.
And how do people send you their artwork?
They can send me my artwork just on, you can just friend me on Facebook, ginger.cook.92 on Facebook. I think about that. And or if you're a member, you just send us your artwork, you know. So you can send it and say, I'd love to put this up on the Pinterest board. So there's that one. And then before that, we had the roses, the vase of roses. And, all right, those are just some of the lessons that our members have gotten each week in the month of February and March, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was just to give you an idea of and every week we do something different. Some are 1 cookie lessons, a lot, and 2 cookie lessons, and others are much more complicated, but and take longer. But you know, it's not just that. You get the person. People said, well, you know, you put all these free lessons up on YouTube. Why would I want to do that? And I'm going to say, well, you know, you want to do it because you get the personal art coaching, plus you get some lessons that, you know, you never see. And you know, some interaction, some tips and tricks you might not know about otherwise. All right, so you can see there we are, and what we have left to do on this after looking at that one is we need a few a little bit of mixing. This is why we like that zinc white. I want to just do a little bit. Here's our lampposts. Let's see, this a little bit like that. We want to just sort of put those out in the distance. You know, you barely see it. This is why we like the mixing white. Bring it down here over the wall a little bit like this. There we go. And here's our oh, we didn't put the flowers in. All right, so I debated what color flowers that went in this one. We put some orange ones in. I
like the pastels you did.
Do you like the pastel oranges? So how we'd make that, because she's got those legs. So to make a tangerine color, it's white, yellow, and a little, you can either use magenta or red, and that'll make a very pretty tangerine color. Kind of a you know, soft sherbet orange. And you could say that there's just poke some little flowers in here like that, just to suggest something's blooming down here like that. Remember, as things go into the distance, they get farther away and they get smaller. They get farther away. They go in the distance, right? They get farther away. That's
I think that's kind of obvious, but hey, it doesn't hurt to remind people that
they get smaller and less. You know, look, they go real tiny. Haven't you ever somebody says, who is that down there? I don't know. They're so little I can't see them, right? And so, and this is a pretty cloudy day and rainy, so they're not going to be too much there. I guess if you're going to put some of those here, then you just might put something like this, and you know, just suggest some color there into the street too. That's sort of pretty, isn't it? All right, so that's our picture, and I think that came. I had some yellow in it before, and I just kind of like it. I like it where it doesn't say too much. I think that's what's really pretty. Do we need to have any more color in our light posts? I think we're pretty good, John. I would say that was our picture. Now, does anybody else have any brilliant questions they would like answered?
Well, Donna is asking, I think Ginger forgot the flowers.
Yeah, thank you, because I mean I do think that those are. I think those are kind of nice.
Make it a little bit subtler.
Yeah, and I want to just take some of that zinc white and a little tiny bit of yellow, right? And I want to just from the lamppost, just barely touch it like this. Just suggest from those lampposts they might be reflecting here, particularly like that. I think that's sort of pretty. Just this is subtle stuff, but you know, the zinc white and a little color, and it's real translucent. That's one of the advantages of having a mixing white or a zinc white, okay? And I think we can bring some pinks a little bit further down here, like this, back in here like this. Maybe we'll just bring a few down. But other than that, I'd say we were in good shape, you guys. There we go. Just make that a little bit stronger as we come into the front. There we go. All right, I'm done. I think I'm done.
You gonna sign it then?
I'm gonna sign it. I say
because once you sign it, you can't touch it anymore. That's the rule.
That's the rule, right?
Not that
so
you follow
everybody
that
heard
rule.
the deal about the secret word. If you came
What's
late?
the secret word? I mean, this is really the
first one.
one's a
So I'm going
freebie.
to tell you this first secret word was balderdash.
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 That's the secret word. If you want to, win this painting, you got to keep track of the secret words for a while.
You better have 8 or don't bother entering.
Yeah, but this is good. So if not everybody does it, here, we'll just sign it right like this. Do you guys know when you're signing your name, it's not a terrible idea to get new paint for each letter?
I heard somebody say that when I was doing my big 3 letters.
Yeah, well, it doesn't hurt to do that. I mean, pens are nice too. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of replacing them because they're good for a while and then they're not. I'm really tired of that. But somebody said if you like a pen, which one do you like? I like the Sharpie makes an oil painting pen that's really can go on any dried acrylic, and a fine point.
But you got to keep those really tight, right? Or they
they dry out, and then they dry out, and then you spend all that money, like $3 or $4 on this pen that's good for like 2 signatures. That's just real annoying to me. I don't know about you, but I don't care for that. And
people are asking, is this for international people? This contest you're doing?
It's for international people. I don't know what it would cost to send them to an international.
Yeah, we'll have to work
person.
out the shipping though. I mean, maybe we can split the shipping, hopefully, or we don't know what it's going to cost. But it's going to be open for everybody. Then we'll work it. We'll figure out the details.
We'll
from
figure
there.
out the shipping. Because I said that, so I guess it is. If you're international people and you win, I guess you win, right? I don't know what to tell you. I guess you win. That's fair. It's not fair to watch this in the States and find this is only good for the States. So I guess it's good for you guys too. Let's make these a little bit brighter in the front here. Just touch right like that. All right. Oh, we're in good shape here, aren't we? How fun is this? And I think this is really a lot of fun. I'm just very happy with this. Hope you guys were having fun with this. And
well, we still have 255 people that hung with us for 1 hour and 48 minutes.
well, you guys, thanks so much. I just
You
really
brave
appreciate
souls,
it.
you.
Yeah, that's awesome, right? I'm going to bring this down a little bit lower.
Hey, we're
here.
sorry about the feed tonight. We'll go back to the PC for our evening classes. We had to try it, though, one more time with the Mac, and
Okay.
it's not ready for prime time, as they say.
No, it's not. It just really isn't. It just isn't ready for prime time. It's a little bit of
That's why we have a
Right here on
PC
the-
sitting here.
like that. That's all right. There you go. Let's put a little water coming off the umbrella. I think we're in good shape. All right. Well, this was fun, you guys. And if you wanted more flowers, I guess I have more flowers
Yeah,
on
add
this
more
one.
flowers.
I think we needed to add a few more flowers.
I knew she wasn't done. I just knew
Well,
it.
I'm looking at
I
this one.
knew
I'm
it.
looking at this one, feeling like we need some more flowers here, like this, and maybe some darker ones in here. I mean, this is an easy enough thing to do to tap on some
But
more
you already
flowers.
signed it. I thought once it's signed, it's a sealed deal.
Well, it should be. That should be a rule, shouldn't it? But I'm just saying, you could just.
It
you
should
could
be a
come-
rule, but no, I
You
don't
could
think
just
so.
come, put in a few more flowers if you wanted to. There you go. All
Who's
right.
going to stop you, right?
You know, I'm just saying. Well, I didn't like the way this was up here, so I'm fixing that.
I like it.
So, all right, I'm putting the brush away, you guys. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow night we're going to do something completely different. I have no idea what.
Oh, wait a minute. We don't have an idea?
Not a clue.
I thought we had something in mind.
Did we?
No, guess not.
Guess not.
All right. Night, everyone. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining us. Bye, all.
Good night, John. Good night,
Good night,
Sammy.
Ginger. Night, Sammy.
Night, you guys.
And night from Houston, Texas.